What if the worst real estate mistake you could make in Houston isn't the home you choose, but the neighborhoods you've never even looked at? And if we haven't met yet, my name is Armando, local Houston realtor, and I make videos like this so you don't have to learn these lessons the expensive way. Today isn't about scaring you away from a bad home. It's about making sure you don't overlook the right neighborhood. And I see it constantly. Someone falls in love with one street, never even looks 2 blocks over, and finds out years too late what they missed. That's the mistake this video is built to stop. I pulled the actual sales data from HAR for 7 different Houston neighborhoods and ranked the top 5 using real numbers, not gut feelings, not what looks nice on a drive-by. So, days on market, how much inventory is sitting on the shelf, whether that inventory is growing or shrinking, and 5 years of price growth per square foot. But I'm not stopping at the spreadsheet. I'm also going to show you what these streets actually feel like to live on. You have the parks, the coffee shops, the restaurants people drive across town for, because nobody ever fell in love with the home because of months of inventory numbers. And I'm not going to pretend otherwise. 2 of the neighborhoods I looked at did not make the cut. And I'll tell you exactly why. But the 5 that did are where Houston's most serious money is moving right now. So stick around, because number 1 is going to surprise even people who think they already know this city. So quick word on how I got this list built, because I want you to trust the ranking, not just take my word for it. So the order top to bottom is 100% driven by 4 numbers. Yeah, days on market, months of inventory, whether that inventory is growing or shrinking year over year, and 5-year price appreciation per square foot, straight from the tax assessor's own sold data going back to 2020. I ran this across 7 neighborhoods, guys, all inside or near the area I personally work every day. Yeah, Northside and Spring Branch scored the weakest on those 4 numbers for this ranking specifically. They're still solid. You have honest markets. They just weren't built for what we're covering today, which is where the luxury dollars are actually moving. And if you want a video on value and affordability, tell me in the comments below and I'll make it happen. Once the ranking was set by the numbers, I layered in what I actually know about living in each of these places. We have the parks, restaurants, coffee shops, how close you are to the action, baby. And that part isn't a spreadsheet. That's years of walking these streets with buyers. Today is about the top of the market. Let's get into that countdown, guys. Number 5, we have Oak Forest. Oak Forest is really 2 neighborhoods wearing one name. If you don't know what's really going on, you can make a very expensive assumption. The west side of Oak Forest is still the value entry point. Homes are in the $360,000 to $380,000 price range. A balanced market, nothing frantic. But the east side is where the story's built. Builders are tearing down older homes and rebuilding, and that new construction is pushing median prices up to $864,000 in some months. Here's the number that got my attention. Inventory on the east side of that dropped 23% in a single year, and that's the fastest inventory contraction of any neighborhood in this entire study, luxury or not. Picture 2 buyers with the same exact budget, a few streets apart. One closes on the west side around $370,000. The other, 1 block over on the east side of that, is suddenly bidding against the builder for a torn down lot pushing $650,000. Same neighborhood name, 2 completely different price tags. That's the mistake I see constantly. Someone searches Oak Forest, sees a home for $370,000, and assumes that's the whole neighborhood cost. Then they walk into a bidding war on the east side and get blindsided. And when you step away from that spreadsheet, Oak Forest delivers. The TC Gesture Park that gives you miles of trails, a dog park right next to it, and a disc golf course. That's pretty big, actually. Candlelight Park was built with an exclusive playground, one of the few in the entire city. Gatlin's Barbecue is a destination on its own, and the strip along 34th Street keeps adding spots like Slow Pokes and Luce Coffee Roasters. This still feels like a neighborhood and not a subdivision. And if you're looking for the area most likely to look expensive in 3 years and you want it before that happens, well, Oak Forest East is it. All right, we have number 4, Timbergrove, Lazybrook area. This one flies under the radar, guys, and I think that's exactly why it belongs on this list. Median sold prices are at $738,000. Homes are selling in 33 days on average, and that's faster than the Heights, which is coming up next on this list. 5-year appreciation here is 26%, and price per square foot has climbed up from $230 to $291 since 2020. Timbergrove and Lazybrook don't have the same recognition of the Heights right next door, and that's the opportunity. That gap doesn't stay open forever though. I've had buyers stand on these streets and ask me why the neighborhood doesn't have a flashier name right before I show them the price difference between here and the Heights just 2 minutes away. And here's what most people driving past don't realize. Here, you're 10 minutes away from Memorial Park, 5 minutes from the Heights shopping corridor, and Rainbow Lodge sits right on the edge of the neighborhood with the creek running behind it. You have JC Park giving families a walking trail and picnic space without ever leaving the area. This inner loop access without inner loop traffic, guys, and that's really important. This is a great neighborhood for someone who wants strong numbers and real convenience without paying the brand name premium next door yet. We have number 3, the Heights, Greater Heights area. Everybody's heard of the Heights so far. And if you're moving to Houston from out of state, this is probably one neighborhood name that already made it on top of your radar before you ever talked with an agent. So, median sold price is sitting around $860,000. Yet the 5-year appreciation is 30%, the second highest number on this entire list. Inventory here is shrinking down 8% year over year, even while the market technically stays balanced on paper. I've watched 2 homes, 1 block apart, in the Heights sell for wildly different numbers because one flooded in 2017 and the buyer never thought to ask. That's the common mistake here. Assuming that because a neighborhood is popular, every block and every home is a safe bet. And it's not that simple. Lot size, flood history, and how much of the original structure survived the renovation all swing value here more than almost anywhere else in Houston. And this is where the numbers and the lifestyle actually agree with each other. Yeah, 19th Street alone has more coffee shops and restaurants and bars packed into a few blocks than the most entire suburbs area. The Heights fits more high-end restaurants per square mile than almost anywhere in the city. Stewart Park and Heights Hike and Bike Trail mean you can walk to dinner and walk it off on the way home. The Heights earns its spot on this list, not because it's trendy, it earns its spot because of the data and the feeling on the ground points in that same exact direction. All right, number 2, getting close. We have Memorial West. This is the neighborhood with the strongest numbers in the entire study. And if you only remember one stat from this video, remember this one. Homes in Memorial West are selling in 24 days on average, y'all. That's the fastest on any neighborhood I've looked at, luxury or otherwise. Inventory is down just over 2 months of supply, and it shrank 21% in that last year alone. That's the steepest inventory drop in this whole ranking. Median sold prices is right around $1.2 million, and a 5-year appreciation sits at nearly 29%. Sellers here tell me almost the same thing every time. They expect a slow luxury season, a handful of showings trickling in. Instead, they get multiple offers before the sign is even bolted in the yard. If you're a seller trying to decide whether now is the time to list, this is the neighborhood I'd point to as proof that the right listing, priced correctly, will move fast, sometimes faster than the seller is emotionally ready for. And Memorial West backs up those numbers with real infrastructure, not just proximity to money. City Center alone is 37 acres of walkable restaurants, shopping, office space. Yeah, the Terry Hershey Park runs for over 10 miles along Buffalo Bayou, and that's the kind of green space most cities can't build at any price, y'all. And if you're a buyer, the mistake here is hesitating. In a market moving this fast, waiting 2 weeks to think it over can mean losing the home entirely. All right, last one, number 1, and this is the flagship. Memorial Villages, median sold price just under $3 million. This is the highest 5-year appreciation of any neighborhood on this list at 35%, growing from $330 a square foot in 2020 to $446 a square foot today. There are only 100 homes for sale in Memorial Villages at any given time. That's an incredibly tight supply for a neighborhood at this price point, and it's part of why values stay so strong here. One number worth calling out, because it's that one that surprised me. Inventory here is actually up 16% year over year, while every other neighborhood on this list is tightening up. At this price point, it's not a red flag. That usually means more sellers are testing the ultra luxury market with confidence because they believe buyers are out there and willing to pay. Memorial Villages is Houston's answer to the most exclusive addresses in any major American city. You have gated, private, and made up of 6 separate incorporated cities sitting inside one another. Buyers here aren't chasing a listing, they're chasing quiet. I've had clients pass on a home with a lower price tag simply because they could still hear their neighbor's dogs. This isn't a walk to coffee kind of neighborhood though, and it doesn't need to be. What you get instead is privacy and access. Memorial Park, all 1,466 acres of it, with golf trails and golfing, and the Houston Arboretum sitting right here on the edge of the Villages. And behind the gates, private clubs like Houston Country Club and Lakeside Country Club offering the kind of access that never shows up on any listing sheet. If you're serious about luxury real estate in this market, whether you're buying your first 8-figure home or listing a property that's been in the family for decades, this is the neighborhood every conversation in this price range eventually leads back to. So let's run it back one more time fast so it sticks. Number 5, Oak Forest, the fast tightening inventory in the entire study. Number 4, Timbergrove, Lazybrook, outperforming its more famous neighbor without the price tag attached to it. Number 3, the Heights, baby. The name everybody already knows and the data actually backs it up. Number 2, Memorial West, the fastest, tightest market on this entire list. And then number 1, Memorial Villages, the flagship of them all, the highest appreciation of them all. And if you're seriously considering buying or selling in any of these 5 neighborhoods, this is exactly the kind of market data I pull for my clients before we ever put a sign in the yard or write an offer. Numbers first, decisions second. That's how you avoid the expensive mistakes, including the mistake of never looking here at all. So send this video to anyone you know who's ready to move on a home in this price range. Don't let them make this decision without seeing these numbers first. And I want to know from you down below, out of these 5 neighborhoods, which one would you buy in today and why? Drop it in the comments below because I read every single one of them and I'll answer as many as I can. Before we wrap up, if you're still trying to figure out which Houston neighborhood is right fit for you, I put together something that will make your search a little easier. Just click the link in the description below and download my top 5 Houston neighborhood guide. It goes deeper into the neighborhoods we covered today, and it gives you the insights you need before making one of the biggest financial decisions of your life. Don't just buy the right home, make sure it's the right neighborhood. So grab your free guide below. Talk soon. And one more thing before I go. None of this really matters if you don't know what it actually costs to live here. Not just the mortgage, taxes, insurance, the stuff that never makes it into the listing photos. I made a full video breaking that down. So click it right here on the screen, and I'll see you in that next one. Talk soon.